Gachiakuta Episode 1 Summary. The Sphere. The highly anticipated anime Gachiakuta has finally premiered for the summer 2025 season. Adapted from the manga by Kei Urana and graffiti artist Hideyoshi Andou, the series follows Rudo, a boy living in the slums of a picturesque floating city. Wrongly accused of a crime and thrown into the filthy garbage pit below the city, Rudo is determined to survive in the harsh depths. Let's dive into the events of the first episode of Gachiakuta. Afterward, don't forget to check out the anime effect for the Gachiakuta After Show Podcast. The story begins in a city with pristine white brick streets suspended high above the ground. The affluent residents carelessly discard their trashed-down chutes leading to the depths below, often throwing away items that could easily be repaired. One girl tosses a torn stuffed dog, which embarks on its journey to the waste facility. A hooded figure observes the facility from a ledge above before leaping down to scavenge for valuables. This trash raider is soon spotted by law enforcement, known as the Apostles, and narrowly escapes as a bullet grazes his arm, with the stuffed toy safely stowed in his bag. On the other side of the city wall, the tribe's people inhabit dilapidated, patched buildings in the slums. A boy named Rudo sets out his salvaged goods for sale. The locals recognize him as the trash raider and worry that his actions might attract the Apostles' attention. Rudo's friend Chiwa chastises him for raiding again, but he insists that the items are perfectly usable and help him earn money. A group of boys approaches and taunts Rudo, suggesting that the gloves he always wears hide something repulsive underneath. He remains unfazed until they insult his father, calling him a murderer. Rudo's fierce glare causes the boys to back off, but they leave with more cruel remarks about him following in his father's footsteps. Chiwa reassures Rudo that she believes in him and knows he is a good person. He blushes and attempts to give her the stuffed dog he repaired, but they are interrupted by Chiwa's mother. When Rudo returns home, his adoptive father, Rudo, immediately starts teasing him about Chiwa, having witnessed the interaction, much to Rudo's embarrassment. However, Rudo emphasizes that they need to discuss Rudo's trash raids. Rudo, who found Rudo as a baby and raised him, expresses concern that they are not in such dire straits that they need to take such significant risks. He notices Rudo's arm injury and instructs him to remove his coat and gloves for treatment. Rudo also changes the bandages on Rudo's hands, which are scarred and blackened. Rudo only knows that the damage was inflicted by his father, and the gloves, a gift from Rudo, somehow alleviate the pain. Rudo cautions Rudo that all criminals are sent to the pit, never to return, just like his father. He then shifts the topic, urging his adopted son to express his feelings for Chiwa. Rudo blushes, and as they joke around, a hooded figure lurking in the shadows listens in. The following morning, Rudo heads to Chiwa's house to give her a stuffed dog, but his mind drifts to the pit. He reflects that all discarded things end up there as he witnesses another criminal being thrown into the darkness while a crowd cheers. Chiwa interrupts his thoughts, and Rudo awkwardly tells her the stuffed animal is for her, though she might not appreciate it since it came from the trash. She accepts it with a smile, and they both blush. Excited, Rudo rushes home to tell Rudo that he found the courage to present her with the gift. In his enthusiasm, he accidentally collides with a group of apostles and falls to the ground. He gets back up and continues home. When he opens the door, expecting to see Rudo's warm smile, he instead finds a horrific sight. Rudo lies on the floor, bloodied and impaled, while a masked figure looms over him. Rudo charges at the assailant, and everything goes black. Rudo regains consciousness, his nose bleeding, as the figure picks up a book from the floor. As they leave, Rudo weakly calls out to Rudo, urging him to flee and change the world. As Rudo's hand slips from Rudo's arm, the apostles burst in and accuse Rudo of murder. Despite his protests, he is arrested and taken to the execution site, where a crowd gathers. Rudo scans the angry faces in the mob and spots Chiwa. He calls out to her, but she labels him a murderer's son and discards the toy he gave her. Enraged, Rudo curses the crowd and notices the masked figure among them. He falls into the pit, vowing revenge as he descends. He jolts awake to find himself on a vast dump site. The ground shakes, and a gigantic monster emerges from the refuse with a roar. What did you think of the premiere episode of Gachiakuta? What fate awaits Rudo now that he's in the pit? Discover more by watching Gachiakuta on Crunchyroll.